Hello my friends, and welcome back to Stinky Robot Studios. My name is Michael Smell, and today we're going to do a full studio tour, a 360-degree view of my studio, kind of walk through some of the things I use and utilize on a day-to-day basis, and then give you a chance to see what you can do with a small space and turn it into one really kick-ass studio. So do hang out all the way to the end. I have a little bit of a bonus for you guys if you can stick it all the way through. And with that note, let's get started. Do me a favor, I'm hoping today you all earn your subscription, so hit that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that bell notification. Guys, let's get started. Let's check out the studio. Alright my friends, let's start the tour right here in the beginning. When you first walk in the studio, the first thing you're going to come across is going to be the light table. It is a custom build that I did a few years ago, and I have discovered that I prefer to build my own equipment when possible. This is just one of many projects you'll see here in my studio, and I have a lot of builds planned out for the future. Although it does seem like a lot of light tables anymore have taken a back seat for drawing programs like Procreate and Photoshop, it's still a nice tool to have when I'm putting pencil to paper. You'll notice my studio has mystery doors, 3 of them exactly. The first door, it's just full of failed paintings and home storage. But the second door, it's a lot more fun. That door, it houses all my studio equipment, old paint, supplies, materials, and shipping stuff. And the third door you'll notice over there in the corner, it's just basically a attic space where I do store all my old easels. Since my studio is in a small space, I've decided to build a full wall easel, which we'll check out at the end of the video, which is why I store the easels. But they'll eventually make their way out of the closet once again when I do have a larger studio. Before we go on, I want to show you one cool part of my studio. That is the kids in my Gundam collection. We like to build Gunpla together, and it's one of those things, if you know, then you know. But yeah, they're a lot of fun. They're a good way for me and the kids to spend quality time together. You'll see the top shelves are mine, that shelf is my son's, and the middle shelf is my daughter's. And then right down here at the bottom, just what every studio needs, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. One of the main pieces of equipment in the studio is the drafting table / Livestream Setup. I will be doing a video next week going more in depth and talking about gear and actual build, but as for now, these have got simple pulls on either side. The bar goes across. This holds all my lighting and camera gear. I've got an umbrella over here in the corner, and I do reflective lighting. I bounce the light off of that onto the table when I'm filming. And right back here, I've just built a new storage rack. Right now the supplies are kept to a minimum and just what I need for the live streams I'm working on. I know that this space will quickly fill up and I'll be desperate for more storage at some point. But the main focus was to get these acrylic inks placed to live so that I wasn't digging for them every time I needed them. Now they're up front, right where I can just see, reach, and grab. A quick rundown of the rest of the live stream setup. I have an iPad Pro in which I run the live stream off of. I have a GoPro Hero 3 for face cam, an anti-sign monitor. On either side I have Niwar lights. Then I have right up on top, that is a ball head in which I attach my A7 II for shots looking down. And that's pretty much going to do us, guys, for the drafting table setup. Other than, oh yeah, I do have a cart down here, which I have other supplies and materials, but we're not going to go through that fully. We will do a more rundown of the drafting table and live stream setup next week. I'll break everything down and go through it extensively, so I hope you join me next week for that video. Jumping over to the office side of the studio, guys, I use a 2020 iMac for doing all my editing and Photoshop, etc. There's a boom arm. I use that for both editing software, and I can flip it over for the live streaming. It's versatile. And of course, there's the printer. The printer is my bad boy. It is an Epson SureColor P900. It prints 17 by 22 inch sheet paper. It also has an available roll paper attachment, but I haven't found a reason to need one just yet. Above the desk, I just have an art wall full of my art, some other people's art, and just random toys and junk, just things I find as inspiration. Next to the desk, I keep a small resource library to draw inspiration from. It's full of books on artists and art history and graphic design and all kinds of fun stuff. Just in case you haven't noticed a theme yet, our family really is into robots. And on top of the bookcase, you'll see some more of our robot collection. Most of them are just replicas, but it's a fun little hobby. I paint on wooden panels, and after spending years overpaying expensive prices for really warped panels, I started building all my own wooden panels. These are pre-packaged because I do sell them to other local artists. But for the most part, I like to control all my building in-house to ensure that the quality is up to my expectations. I also build all my own art frames, that you'll see right here on the Hunter King to the right. As one of my custom built frames. So pretty much when you buy a piece of my art, everything was built in-house, from the panel it was painted on to the frame is mounted in. And speaking about building things for my studio, it is time to move into probably my favorite project, the wall easel. This was a real game changer for me. It allowed me to get rid of my big bulky easels and narrow it down to just one full wall with more flexibility. It's a basic French cleat design based around 45-degree angles, so you're allowed to hook any object you want onto your wall. This allows me ample opportunities, so if you dream it, I can build it, and I can pretty much customize this wall to be whatever I want it to be. These are little wall panel holders that I built. I built them in multiple sizes for different size of panels, so I can adjust them, but as you can see, I can stack them, so instead of just hanging one, I can hang 2 or 3. Now I can set the panel up and make micro adjustments, so if I need to raise or lower the panel like I would on my easel, I simply do it by raising and lowering them on these blocks. To light this easel on either side, I have built these, which also hang on the French cleat system, so I can adjust them wherever I want on the wall. They are 2 extending Niwar, I believe they are NL 480s. I got 2 of them on either side. I typically keep them in a softbox, but they light up just simply like that. And then I can extend them out a full 16 inches to make whatever micro adjustments are needed for whatever project I'm working on at the time. Our final stop in the studio tour, guys, is going to end it right here with my paint station. This is a place that can use the most organizational help. As you can tell, it's kind of a beautiful disaster. I do know where everything is. It doesn't look like it, but believe it or not, it is somewhat organized. I dig through the paints and I set aside the ones I'm currently using. When it comes to paint, I'm not really a brand snob. Kind of whatever is working for me at the time. I do tend to prefer the golden heavy bodies. Sometimes I still use the Liquitex heavy and soft bodies. When it comes to fluid acrylics, I do tend to like the Treacle brand. Well, my friends, there you go. That's my studio space. What do you think? Drop me a comment below. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. I spend a lot of hours up there every single week, and I take great pride in the space, so hope you enjoyed it. And also, you made it all the way to the end of the video, so now's your chance. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you as part of the family here at Stinky Robot. You'd be a great addition, and every single week we're going to go live, so don't forget that bell notification while you're at it, so you can catch the live content and join our chats. And hopefully, at least, I've earned a thumbs up, if not anything else. But as promised, we're at the end of the video, and this is the bonus. Welcome to the wood shop. So when I said I was doing studio builds, this is the room where all that takes place. Also, in future videos, I plan on doing some build videos where we're teaching you how to build the panels and how I build the frames, as well as doing some just studio builds to add to the room and add to the wall easel, all kinds of fun stuff. So guys, have a great one. Thanks for showing up. We'll catch you next time, and we'll end with a few little shots of the shop.